Yo boys, FaZe Doritos here. Decided to make a video today on the state of Affliction Warlock right now as of 10.005. The last video that I made, which was a guide video about Affliction Warlock, how to play it, builds, etc., is kind of outdated because the game has changed in so much in the last 2 weeks. I decided to make this video to help everybody who's looking for a build right now, and I wanted to also touch on the macros that I decided to add to my toolkit as of this video. So let's get straight into the game. I'm on my ult right now, not on my main, which has the high CR, you know, to flex and be like, yo, bro, like, look at my CR. This is my ult, so it's like low CR or whatever. But, you know, the message is still the same. So if I open up my macros right now, I can show you two things. The first one is a focus soul swap macro, which after I've made this macro, boys, it actually changed my game. Like, being able to focus a target and soul swap them behind you, LOS, like, it helps a lot versus healers. Let me actually show you this. In future videos, I'll show you guys like some more in-depth about focus soul swap and like some other things about that. How to survive warriors, melees, and solo shuffle. There's a lot of things that are just really hard to beat as an Affliction Warlock. And basically, the only thing that I can tell you guys is how to survive, right? Because like you can't really kill anything in this current patch. So I'm going to full dot this thing and I'm going to focus this thing. So this is my focus frame and this is my target frame, okay? So I'm going to first soul swap, right? And for me, it's Shift G. So I'm going to Shift G, and it soul swaps my other target, right? This is really good. And honestly, it feels quicker than regularly, like soul swap, and then boom, target something else, dot it. So in my opinion, soul swap with a focus is better. I'm going to link my Discord in the description below, and I'm also going to put it in the description, this soul swap macro. Also, there's another macro that would help you guys tremendously before I get into the build. So there's Demonic Portal with one button. That's another thing that I've also made a macro recently. And basically it's two buttons. You see, if I press my shift modifier, for me it's shift. You guys can change it. But let me go to this macro here, which is this one. So whenever I press shift, I can make a portal and it just reduces clutter. And then like if I'm not holding shift, no modifier, boom, I can press port. Really awesome. That's another macro that I decided to add to my toolkit recently. And besides that, there's nothing else that I'm using different. And after talking about that, I wanted to talk to you guys about talents. So for talents, you know, last build guide that I made, the talent tree is completely different. So I've had a lot of people ask me, and they're like, yo, bro, like, what's the best talents to run? What should I run? What do you run? And personally, I've been experimenting with a lot of things in the Warlock side of the talent tree. And on this side, I've basically already made up my mind on it. So let's go to the Affliction Warlock tree first, and then we'll go into the in general tree. But for Affliction Warlock, let's get straight to the nitty-gritty. Focus, Malignancy, this is one of the main talents that was changed. Before we had Soul Tap, and Soul Tap was basically you had an absorption shield, like Soul Leech, and your Soul Leech was consumed when you pressed Soul Tap, okay? So now we don't have Soul Tap. Pandemic Invocation went from a 3-rank spell to a 1-rank spell, and was moved to the same spot as Soul Tap. So now we have Pandemic Invocation here, and Harvester of Souls got buffed by 25%. But it's still not good. Shadow Embrace, I take this now. I put one in Withering Bolt because I don't have any other talents to put it in. I didn't want to spend on Harvester, and I didn't want to spend on Pandemic Invocation, so I avoided those two talents. Now let's go to the other parts of the tree. Dark Lair, as usual, that's still the thing. Soul Rot, still the thing. Also, Creeping Death, it's also still the thing. Go down the tree. Doom Blossom, still really good. And Tormented Crescendo, still insane. Okay, now let's go to the other part of the tree, okay? Feldom, this is a situational slash advanced ability. I use Feldom like this, for example. Let's summon a pet. I'm going to summon a pet real quick, show you guys what I do. So I sack my pet first, and as you can see, CS is available, right? I press kick, Feldom, I have another kick, boom. So for me, Feldom is nice because you can AIDS your enemy. If you kick them once and then you kick them again, it really annoys them and makes it hard for them to play their character. So for me, I play this so I can AIDS the enemy. For other people, it might be hard to pull it off consistently, and if that's the case, don't use it. And let's say that it's hard for you. I would drop Feldom, personally, and I would pick up either Resolute Barrier, Dark Fury, or Inquisitor's Gaze. You have many options, right? But let's say you just want damage, Inquisitor's Gaze. Let's say you want bigger AoE CC, Dark Fury. right? Let's say it's really good into like TSGs, really good to Demo Warlocks, things like that. Let's say you want a shorter wall cooldown, you go Resolute Barrier. Personally, I play Feldom. Okay? So, besides that, since you're squishy, I feel like almost every game I'm running Strength of Will now. I'm no longer running Short Wall because you just can't afford it. Every time there's a kidney that kills you, you're dead. 25% won't save you in a kidney shot with Deathmark. I've played too many arenas to figure out that, like, hey, it's just not worth it. I tried it, it didn't work, so I swapped off of it. So now I play Strength of the Will, which is a 40% wall, 3-minute cooldown, obviously, without playing Resolute Barrier. With Resolute Barrier, it's around like a 2-minute, 30-second cooldown, if not a little bit shorter. And then there's Ichor of Devils and Frequent Donor. In my opinion, Ichor of Devils is better because your Dark Pact will sacrifice 5% of your HP instead of 20%. So that means you have more HP when you Dark Pact. In my opinion, this is the best talent that you could run for Dark Pact because you don't consume more HP when you press it. This is good too. It depends on the matchup. Let's say you're versing Double Caster. Let's say you're versing a Demo Warlock. I would play Short Pact because you're going to need to use it a lot more than usual, and like it's just small micro damage hitting you. There's no big go, right? There's no go that you're terrified of. If you don't press a defensive cooldown, you die instantly. The only time you run big wall, guys, is if you know they have goes. Like, you're versing a mage and a rogue. They're going to send Polymorph, boom, kidney shot, Deathmark, boom, you're dead, right? That's where you need 40% wall for. Let's say you're versing Hunter Feral Druid. Another good comp where they have a trap on your healer. They're going to maim you. You need to hit that 40% wall to survive. 25% won't be enough. So I would also pick up Ichor of Devils in that situation. Besides that, Frequent Donor, good into other things that are just like small micro damage. Affliction Warlocks is really good into. Stuff of that nature. Anyways, for the build, that is what I would say is the best possible thing you could run right now. And let's just talk about the state of Affliction Warlock real quick before we end the video. In my opinion, Affliction Warlock is in a very bad state just because of the recent Drain Life. So Drain Life currently got changed. And it got changed because apparently the numbers were adjusted improperly. And Drain Life was ticking for 50k on, like, in arena and whatever. It was just, like, ticking for a lot of damage. And that was just not how they implied the game to be. Right? So when I Drain Lifed, it would be ticking for, like, 50k on a crit. Which was, in their opinion, scaled wrong. Now Drain Life, it looks like it hits a lot less. I don't know why. But let's go to Drain Life right now. That was like a 40 stack drain. For it to be max crit, I mean max hit 11k, that's really low. 5 ticks with 11k per tick, very low. So your Drain Life got nerfed tremendously, guys. Which really fucked our survivability into melee. Anything with an MS, we die to piss. We die to absolute piss, we can't survive. So I think the most important thing that I need to talk to you guys about and show you guys some videos on is how to kite. So in future videos, I'm going to be talking more about kiting as an Affliction Warlock, how to put yourself in a favorable position so you do not die to warriors in the opener. I know that's like a really hard thing for a lot of people nowadays, trying to survive a warrior past the opener. And believe me, it's hard for me too, but the most important thing that you guys got to remember is just like, the longer you're in the game, the higher your probability of winning is. So sometimes it's good to just run away and forget about doing damage and just try to survive for a little bit. And put yourself in a good position so you can win the game. Oh yeah, last but not least, let's talk about one more thing, and that's gearing. So I've had some people talk to me about stats priority and shit like that. So in my opinion, right now I'm running a low verse build, and I'm running 4-set because I felt like I was losing damage, and I think that running 4-set, you get so much damage out of your Rapture that it's just so insane, honestly. Like recently I've been playing this build, and I think it's really beneficial for you guys to try it out as well. It makes your Rapture hit for like 80 to 100k on a crit, right? And you get your stacks off Cruel Inspiration, which is the 2-piece. You see how when Agony grants a Soul Shard, whenever it grants a Soul Shard, you get 2 charges of Cruel Infinity, which is your 4-set, okay? Let me show you guys. I'm going to dot like a bunch of these dummies. I need to turn off ally frames. I can't see anything. There we go. So now you see I get 2 stacks. I have a weak aura for this. So there you go, 2 stacks there. Every time that I get a Soul Shard. I can't get one now. But let me show you guys what it looks like when I have UA on 3 targets. I'm just going to amp my dots for the sake of the video. Let's see if I can show you guys a Rapture now. Look, 91k Rapture on a dummy. With versatility, it's going to be less, of course, right? But as you can see, I did 6 casts of Rapture, and it did the top damage. Obviously, it's going to be different in Arena, but this is just to basically show you how strong Rapture is in current meta with the 4-set. So I advise you guys to try it out. You know, if your versatility is too low and you have problems kiting, go back to 2-piece. But if you think you can survive and have lower versatility, run the 4-set. In my opinion, it's worth it because you do so much damage with Rapture. And that's my current stat, like makeup, what's going on here. And what I like to do is I run a regular haste ring because I want to run 2 rings. So I run a PvP blue ring, which gives me haste, and then I run the epic ring, right? And obviously I still need sockets for these. And when I get sockets, I'm thinking I'm going to go versatility in the sockets because I just need more verse. So, and I still don't have my epic gem. But by the way, guys, if you can get your epic gem, don't forget to get that. Get the haste one with the primary stat, with the 75 primary stat. Make sure you get that. And then speed on everything for enchants. And this is the weapon enchant, Wafting Devotion. Everything else, if you guys want some more insight, just don't be afraid to check out my World of Warcraft armory. You know, look me up there. You could also see what my builds are over there. Search up Doin' Doritos, that's my main. And yeah, also, since I'm human, I do run double damage trinket. I've got that question before, and to answer it here, I do run double damage trinket in some games. It gives me more haste, allows me to be more active if I know they're not going to kill me, right? But if you're versing a mage with poly and a rogue with blind, you can run 2 trinkets, right? Anyways, boys, thanks everybody for watching. Short but sweet video today. You know, just to review some things, talk about like some questions people had, and the current state of Affliction Warlock. You know, I hope Assassination Rogue gets nerfed. It's really strong right now. And all right, boys, I'll catch you guys later. Don't forget to touch my check out my FaZe Doritos on twitch.tv, and don't forget to join the Discord community. I'm gonna put them in the description down below. All right, boys, see ya.